In light of the findings that have been presented to a lot of people through the royal grift of late, I thought of just delving a bit further into my findings, maybe just a lot of questions to raise for you all. Now, everyone asks, why is age so such an issue, if an issue at all? Well, first of all, I think you have to understand the, legitimacy of anything regarding the monarchy and their roles in Commonwealth governments and their roles in Britain, and you have to understand what it means for people under the monarchy. But then you have to really think about the questions of legitimacy of documents, of legal documents. Then you can question if they are aware of her date of birth. They would be very aware of her actual date of birth. Do you think MI6 and Scotland Yard wouldn't know everything there is to know about the Duchess of Sussex before she was a Duchess? Do you really, really think that? Do you really think she's that manipulative and that much of a wonder, that much of a narcissist and genius and mastermind that she can literally undermine all of the intelligence agencies of the world that are affiliated with the monarchy who rules countries and continents? Have a think. But the legitimacy of documents, the legitimacy of the entire narrative of her identity, but also, the legitimacy of her role in the royal family, completely eradicated with the age lie, completely gone. It's null and void. It's not just about the possibility of pregnancies, which didn't exist in the first place. It's literally everything's gone. So, it's everything. This age is everything. You can say what you want about how pathetic it is, about how petty it is. You obviously are under a monarchy. And you don't have to answer to global policy change. Well, maybe you do in America now that they, have Archwell and they're doing it in the US, which is like highly, highly fucking illegal. Extreme breaches of national security, but somehow allowed. So, yeah, the age thing is something to really look into. And in light of that finding that has been presented to you regarding Scarlet Rouge and her leaving when she was 9 to Lyon, France, she did come back on holidays every summer, she said, until she was 16, when she moved actually back to LA with her dad. But that doesn't entail school photos, does it? She had schooling in France, and then when she had summer holidays, vacations, which would be the European vacation timelines, she would come back to see her family, her parents, which lived, over in America. So in light of that finding, the soap clip, which I hate to bring up, it's just been so overdone, but you've got to have a look at it. It was either in 1991 or in 1992. Now, there are two reasons why I say that, because one, and I don't know much about copyright in America and when it has to be, if it has to be the current date as to the product being copyrighted, or if it can be in a few years' time. Well, either way, there's 1991 here. So that would be, let's just say that's 91 there on the cleaning product, which, could possibly be edited in, just FYI. This doesn't have to be the absolute truth, but it's a consideration. And then the principal of Little Red House, who is the daughter of the founders, and she had, when her parents retired in the 70s, And soon after her father passed away, she became principal of Little Red Schoolhouse and turned it by 1985 into an elementary school. And she only changed it into an elementary school because her son went to that school and was born in 1978. And they wanted to have an elementary school class for him, and they were inspired by him or motivated. Take that how you would wish. But she says in a post in 4th of December 2017, before she was told to go by a script, she said that this was circa 1992 when this soap commercial happened, or whatever this clip is, which has been, re-narrated by Nick News, by that Allersby woman who was the person running it. They've completely, and mind you, none of these clips or these shows, episodes are available anymore online. So she says it's in 1992. Now, what's interesting is if you actually look at the full video of the Nick News, Nut says she's 12 years old and she's just finished elementary school and she's graduated from there and she's about to start high school or middle school, whatever what Americans say, but she's about to start at Immaculate Heart that year. So she's turning 13. So if this is 1992 and she's turning 13 in 1992, that brings it to a 1979 date of birth. So bear that in mind. This picture again, 1992, with a younger Nut. And then she's got a 1992 soap dish clip where she's graduated and she's 12 turning 13. Not possible, once again. And this also is aligned with the court case with Daily Mail. Nut had that email to North, Jason North, about what she wanted to have in Finding Freedom, and North was acting along with Samantha Cohen, acting as a go-between between the royal family, including Nut and Todge, and the authors Scobie and Durant. And he was the one pretty much going to filter the information, be the filter of information, and be selective of the information, and what information was going to be considered as fact and true, and re-edit it and give that to Durand and Scobie for Finding Freedom. So he was the go-between. And in the court case documents, which was actually provided by Jack Royston of that I've just done a video about him. Was he for the Sun or for Weekly, or in Weekly or Weekly News or some News Weekly, some crap. Basically a gossip rag. He provided these documents on his Twitter when the court case was ongoing. And you can see here, it's also in in articles. So Student Associated Newspapers Limited, and this is the copy of the email dated December 10th, 2018. Yep. So you can see here, now I don't know if you can zoom in, I would advise you do, but I can see pretty well. So at the bullet points that Nut has given, she says regarding Samantha Markle and Tom Markle, they were teenagers when they moved into her parents' home prior to Meghan being born. Doria left Tom when Meghan was 2 years old. At the time she was 2 years old, his other children were 15 and 17 years old respectively. So Sam was 17 and what's his name? Tom Jr. was 15. that would lead to a 1979 date of birth as well. So it's funny how no one discusses these things. There's been, several years gone by. No media has picked it up. I wonder why. No one has talked about it. But there you go. So that's, we're looking at least 1979 just based on testimonials that may or may not be true, but I mean, they've stuffed it to that point of 1979. Could be 1978, could be 1977. We go down, and this is a video that says that she is 12.
My name is Meghan Markle. I'm 12 years old.
Nick News.
I hate my wimpy toilet bowl cleaner.
Commercials, they do say a lot of things that most people don't even notice. Mostly like laundry and dishwashing commercials.
The gloves are coming off. Women are fighting greasy pots and pans with Ivory Clear.
When I first saw the commercial, I knew something would be done because I was furious.
Women are fighting greasy pots and pans.
And I said, wait a minute, how could somebody say that? I think I'll write a letter. The president of Procter & Gamble Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Dear sir, last week at my school, we decided to watch the news for social studies. While through the channels, we saw a commercial for the new Ivory Clear dishwashing liquid. In the commercial, they said women are battling grease, meaning only women do dishes. When I heard this, the boys in my class started saying, yeah, that's where women belong, in the kitchen. I really don't think it was very nice for the boys to say it. They knew it hurt my feelings. It makes me feel like they're gonna grow up thinking that girls are less than them. Like boys are better than girls. So I was wondering if you would be able to change your commercial to people all over America.
Whatever that is. So there's another video clip, and it mustn't be this one, but I can link it to the comments of her saying that she's, finished elementary school there at that point when she's 12 years old, and she's going into high school. So then if we go by the 1979 date of birth, how would a student of Little Red Schoolhouse not know Nut if she was born? This student was born in mid-1978. If Nut was born in 1979, possibly 1978, even possibly 1977, in preschool, how would you not know each other? So, we've got here a student called Serena, who Debbie says this was circa 1985. Doesn't really matter. It's with Debbie's son. They both were students together. That's why she's tagging him in these things. These photos look very similar to the reindeer photos that Nut has when she was little with Scarlet Rouge, possibly around 3 or 4 years old, but I'm not sure if this is the same one. Anyway, Serena's date of birth, May 1978, and considering her name, the only person with that name. And this is in regards to a response of a post of Debbie P's Web. She says about the video of Markle Sparkle, basically, how proud she is and just advertising herself and advertising the school. And Serena says she didn't know, she had no idea that she went there. Now, Debbie P's Webb is the principal. She was anyway until 2012 when she coincidentally received a promotion into, I think, like a government role. She showed us in the Netflix, she held up a yearbook of 1994. She tells in that post earlier that Nat had graduated with that soap clip in 1992, but she's holding up a 1994 yearbook. She's in on the fraud. She's a fraud. And this whole thing's a fraud. So I'm just going to go back here because I have added that clip. I have added that clip. Let's just see if it's there. Excellent. I have added the clip saying she was actually graduating.
After seeing
Great people, and you can really make a difference.
After seeing they changed. It was her
Years old,
it was her debut on a children's news program. After seeing a TV ad she thought was sexy.
My name is Megan Markle. I'm 12 years old.
It was her television debut on a children's news
news
program. After seeing a TV ad she thought was sexy.
My name is Megan Markle. I'm 12 years old.
It was her television debut on a children's news program. After
Great people, and you can really make a difference.
After seeing they changed. It was her
Years old.
It was her debut on a children's news program. After seeing a TV ad she thought was sexy.
My name is Megan Markle. I'm 12 years old.
It was her television debut on a children's news.
There you go. So, 78, 77 or 79, but definitely not 1981.